I remember one time when I was in college and I had taken this film theory course, like the professor, she asked like, how is ideology created? How do we create culture within our society, right? Why do we believe the things we do? Why do we do the things that we do? And in my mind, like, I'm thinking, because, those are the rules. Like, I never thought about it before. I never thought that far back. I never thought, like, you know, how, that train of thought never crossed my mind. So it kind of blew my mind when she said the answer. And the answer was, it's us. We create it. An idea is put out there and the society agrees upon it, right? And that's that's why we live the way that we do, period. So every box of our culture, right, is created by us. We're brainwashed by media, by tradition, by the social norms, by social structures to believe that there's some sort of dire consequence if we don't, live up to specific standards, right? If we don't succeed in a certain way, if our life is not shaped in a certain way. And all it is a brainwashing, it's propaganda, but we believe it, we hold on to it because it's perpetuated in everything we do, in everything we consume. So in that sense, it kind of seeped into the pores of who we are, right? So the dire consequence is how we feel about ourselves. We constrict ourselves in terms of our belief systems, in terms of how society is structured, in terms of the standards that we live up to. We police ourselves all the time to live up to standards that definitely should be changed, And if it's not changed by society, it can definitely be changed by the individual. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is saying that you have to live this way other than what we hold on the inside, right? And what we hold on the inside is guilt and shame. And that's the only thing that's binding us to standards that are not our own, We want to be accepted by society, right? We want to be accepted by other people. We want to be loved. And that's the basis of it, that we want to feel complete and feel whole, right? So we do things that are against maybe what we want to do, or we do things to follow the crowd in order to fit in, you know what I'm saying? In order to feel that acceptance, in order to feel loved, right? In order to feel, in order to create some conditions to love ourselves, right? Because that's what it's really about. When we don't live up to those standards, we feel a sense of guilt, right? If we do the wrong thing. These standards are cloaked in the conditions of right and wrong, right? So because society is structured a certain way, then people who are outside of that structure or who decide to, go do their own thing, go their own way, they're considered wrong, right? They're considered, but right and wrong is also constructed within society, right? So if we know that that's a construct, we can just forego that, right? We don't have to live up to that. There's nothing to say that we have to live up to that but our own insecurities. Self-forgiveness, you know what I'm saying, is the key to opening up your world to creating new ideologies for yourself. To be able to forgive yourself, to be able to love yourself, is to allow yourself to live by your own standards, right? Is to allow yourself to be free of the shame and the guilt. That starts by trying to create a relationship with yourself, right? By loving yourself to a point where you do not care what other people think of you. It's like work on becoming your own best friend so that you don't need the validation of others to feel okay about yourself, right? That is the spiritual journey, right? The spiritual journey is when you decide to form a relationship, a real relationship with yourself, not based on anything in the outside world, but who you truly are on the inside.